Mansion, the Old Cathedral,
and the Christ Church. These buildings were built in the early 1800s and are still standing today in St. Louis.
These buildings have amazing architectural elements that you will learn about in just a few minutes.
First off, let's talk about the Daniel Boone home. In 1810, the final battle between Britain and the United States occurred when Britain attempted to invade New Orleans, but they were defeated. From 1809 to 1817, the president was James Madison. Let's talk about the economics. The average earner only made about $16 a week. That's 6 times less than right now. Last, let's talk about the fashion. The women wore steel hoops under their dresses, and men wore suits a lot. Now let's talk about the architecture.
Some of the amazing architectural elements are bond and course. Bond is the arrangement of the bricks to help strengthen the building, and the course is the pattern of the bricks. Also, some of the other elements are munted windows and the beautiful cornerstone. Munted windows are windows that have wood or metal bars that make the windows stronger, and cornerstone is the stone on the side of the building that is usually first placed in the building. These are just some of the amazing things about the Daniel Boone.
The Bissell Mansion was built in 1823 by Louis Bissell in the Greek Revival style. During the time, James Monroe was the president, and some believe that he was related to Marilyn Monroe. Louis built the mansion a few years after he served in the War of 1812. On another note, things were much cheaper back then. For example, 10 pounds of sugar in the 1820s was only 20 cents. One of the greatest things about this era is the beautiful art. John Constable was known for painting a landscape of Salisbury Cathedral. One of the most important parts of history is fashion. In the 1820s, women wore evening gowns with a sheer overskirt and men wore coats and suits. The Bissell Mansion has many architectural elements throughout the building. In the front of the house, there are 4 columns that start from the ground and go up to the balcony. As you can see, there are window sashes that support the glass and they help the window open. Another element that the building has is a bond. A bond is when bricks are placed in a pattern and it is used for strength and decor. The last 2 elements is the porch and the hip roof. A hip roof is a roof where all the sides slope downwards. The Bissell Mansion is a beautiful place and I recommend you to go there.
Let's talk about the things going on during this time period. In 1826, right before the Old Cathedral was built, Jefferson City was made Missouri's permanent seat for our government. Also, in 1829, Andrew Jackson became the 7th President of the USA. The Old Cathedral has many architectural elements spread out throughout the building. For example, if you look at the top of this building, you will see a green cone. This is called a turret. A turret is a small tower usually on top of a larger tower. Turrets are typically found on top of castles. Also, if you look in the front of the building, you will see 4 big columns. This was very popular during this time period. There are also many other architectural elements such as a finial, cupola, etc. Unfortunately, in 1939, the entire 90-acre site was cleared out with the exception of the Old Cathedral. It was cleared out to make room for the Gateway Arch and the Gateway Arch National Park grounds.
This is just one of the many cupolas on top of the Christ Church. Next, we have the Paladine window in the center of the bridge. Finally, we have each finale on top of the cupolas. Now I will introduce you to the history in 1834. First off, let's start with the fashion. In 1834, women's skirts were domed and bell-shaped, supported by pylon petticoats. Men wore matching coats, waistcoats, and trousers. Andrew Jackson was president during this time. Today you have learned about the three main architectural elements on the Christ Church and some history in 1834.
As you can see, since the early 1800s, building designs have changed drastically.
But some of the main features have carried on to the buildings today.
Next time you go outside, try to pay attention to all the architectural elements around you.